We've been here several times in Atlantic City. Obviously, the last time we were here, we didn't come up a winner, but
Get Nazim, y'all.
but Simon Brown, Kelly Pavlik, William Joppy.
Y'all can sit over there. Y'all sitting back there. Y'all can sit at that table. Y'all can sit at that table right there, man. Why sit right there?
Simon Brown, Antonio Tarver, William Joppy, Kelly Pavlik. What is it about Atlantic City where you get beat downs?
Well, Atlantic City, I don't want to get a hair cold with you, but Atlantic City to me is a reflection. Every time I'm in Atlantic City, whether I'm fighting or watching someone else fight, it's a reflection of where I've come from. My last fight, well, not my last, but my first fight was at the Resort Casino. So it's always, when I'm here, whether I'm a part of the card or promoting it with Golden Boy, it's always a reflection of how far I came and how far I must go. So when you come to these places, if you're still conscious of how you got here, and you're still humble enough but conscious of how you got here, any human being will reflect on where they was at. It's like going in your own neighborhood. It's like going to your own high school, your own elementary school, and you're in your 40s and your 50s, which I often do, up in Germantown, Charles W. Henry. And sometimes I sit there at the coffee shop right across the street where we used to go, and there used to be a store where you get your steaks, your hoagies, and things like that when you're a teenager. And I reflect, and you sit back and say, wow, I've actually made it, I'm alive. And then second, if you had a background that wasn't too positive, it's a bigger affliction on top of the success. So coming to Atlantic City brings all those things that's extremely controlled by my emotions to understand that I'm blessed in so many ways to be back here, healthy, with a legacy, and doing historic things.
Even when you came up short, Dawson, after his fight with you here, said he felt like he was in a war. I think he had more marks on his face than you did. Of course, we remember.
Chad said that to you?
No, he said it in the post conference.
Yeah, he said that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then William Joppy, of course, we know what happened to his face.
Well,
when you fight here, though, it seems like you really give some beat downs.
Well, I mean, you really want to defend your territory. Even though I live in Philadelphia and also have a respectful ship in Delaware since '98, but Philly is where people tie me to, and that is what it is. I'll never try to deny that and have no reason to. But yeah, I am motivated by being in a place where basically begun for me. So yeah, it's some extra energy, it's some extra incentive to give serious beatdowns. But a lot of guys that I fought, whether it was here or anywhere, that somehow they got the win, by decision. They really knew that they paid a bigger price for the win, whether they deserved the win or not. And a lot of them, for the game we play, is not here to be able to enjoy those wins. I mean, they are here living. They're here, amongst us as far as breathing. But at the same time, their career haven't took off because of one or two particular fights with me. So I look at it like, how profound it is to be in a situation where guys was 20 years younger than me, and they're no longer boxing anymore, that could have easily been Hall of Famers by right now, or at least a shoe-in or a conversation of being in a Hall of Famer. I'm not throwing dirt on anybody like that, but I just want to mention a few names. You think Kelly Pavlik is going to be in the Hall of Fame? You think he gets in the Hall?
No.
Jermain Teller?
No.
These guys are guys that could have been, and I can name a few other fighters that maybe one or two more that could have maybe, had at least a vote. It ain't because they weren't good enough. they just ran into, at that time, the guy named was the executioner.
What do you do to them psychologically?
I don't think I do anything psychological to them as far as what I say. I think it's what I do to them is psychological. I think physical psychological is more devastating long term more than verbal. Verbal is a start, but physically, you know, if somebody had a choice whether they want to get abused psychologically, would they rather take the physical or the verbal? Of course, you got any sense, you would want to, you know, you can talk all you want. But I think it's more of the physical for me, but it was what they was led to believe by the media.